So a little more oil pump content for you guys here. So I'm going through and setting up a couple of sets of billet oil pumps or billet gears in some oil pump housings, and ran across some tricky, interesting things. I came across, trying to set up some of these housings. I found out that in some cases these brand new billet gears were showing out of spec. So I was trying to figure out what's going on with those, did some housing swapping, and basically what I concluded is that it really also depends not just on the gears themselves, but the housings. And here's an example here. So this is a stock OEM first-gen housing, set of billet Italo Grasso gears in here. I'm going to spec this out here. I think this one was 0.03. Let's see. Yeah, so we are 0.03 millimeters or 0.0012 inches. So now I'm going to take these gears out, set them right here, take this housing out. Now this is a Mellings housing. And it's not just an issue with the Mellings housings. I have run across this with some of the other stock OEM housings too. This just happens to be one of the housings I have apart right now to test with. So we'll that's the same gear I just had the other housing. Take it here, slide it in, make sure that's set up, make sure it's moving free. Okay, now we're going to test this. Oh, that 0.3 slid right in there too easily. 0.5. Okay, let's go to the high side here. Let's see how bad we really are. Oh, we're not that bad. Oh, there we go. So, just swapping the housings, we went from a 0.03 millimeter to a 0.1 millimeter or 0.004 inches. So the specs on these gears may be correct, but the machining of the housings also causes the gears to be out of spec. How is that? Because this inside gear here rides within, that got tight, rides within that right there. If I can get it back out, there we go. Rides within this machining here. So if this machining here is off, then it's going to cause that gear to either go up or down with inside this outer here. It can cause it to be out of spec. So I have found, basically I'm going through and flip-flopping a bunch of gears around to figure out which one gets which housing in spec. These are machined very tight tolerances, but there are also variations in them. And I have been able to find some of these gears that are kind of too tight in the stock housings, or in one housing will be perfect in another housing. So this is a prime example of, if you do go to buy these gears or want to upgrade to these gears, it's sometimes better to buy a fully pre-assembled housing from a reputable shop that goes through and tests these out. Hopefully these shops are doing the same thing I am, where we're going through and we're testing to make sure that the gears that go into these are within spec, and flip-flopping around if need be between housings and gears to find out what is the best setup to get these oil pumps within spec as they should be. So just to keep that in mind, if you are going to look out for one of these, it may be better to buy a fully pre-assembled housing, whether it's a Mellings housing or an OEM housing that already has the gears installed, because that way you'll know that what you're buying, everything should be in spec.